So introduction, what is an element? The smallest unit that everything on Earth is made of, whether it's natural like us or something artificial like this Formica, I suspect, is an artificial thing. It's still made of elements. What elements do carbohydrate and fat and protein have in common? Carbon, yes. Hydrogen, yes. Oxygen, yes. Those three things. The element in protein not found in either carbohydrate or fat is nitrogen. The structure of amino acids and of protein. Protein is made of amino acids. So the structure of an amino acid, it has 4 components. Every amino acid has 4 components. The 4th one varies by amino acids, but each amino acid has a central carbon and 1 hydrogen. It has an acid group, which is a carbon, an oxygen, and an OH. It has an amino group in every amino acid, and then it has a side chain, which is different for each amino acid. And I'll show you what that looks like in a slideshow in just a little bit. So what are the building blocks of protein? Amino acids. There are 20 different ones the body uses, or about 20. How does the body get these amino acids? Yes, number 1, food. You eat them. You eat food that has protein, and in those proteins are amino acids. So from food, others we make. And others we get by recycling our own body's proteins. For example, your digestive tract sloughs off about every 3 days or so. And so into your digestive tract come those cells. Well, our digestive tract can actually break those proteins apart so that we absorb the amino acids, and that's what's meant by recycling. What is the definition of an essential amino acid? What do you think? You have to get it from food. So what would a non-essential amino acid be? Yes, ones our body can make. How might our body go about doing that? What would it use as the building blocks? Glucose, plus what's it's going to have to add to that glucose? It can rearrange glucose and add nitrogen. Thomas, what did you say?
And another amino acid.
From other amino acids. That would be a second way that the body can take some amino acid that we don't need otherwise and just rearrange it. And then there's a third way. Can take a fatty acid fragment and add what?
That amino group?
Pardon?
The amino group?
Yeah, the nitrogen. It would add nitrogen. So how does the body know how to put these amino acids together to make a protein it needs, like hemoglobin or insulin?
Gene?
Yes, genes, our DNA. That's what DNA does. It gives the message to the body of what amino acid to put first and what amino acid to put second and third, and so on. Then these amino acids are joined together by a bond, and the name of the bond is a peptide bond. P-E-P-T-I-D-E, a peptide bond. To explain that, I would like to show some slides. So if you could go to the computer, please. So this is the amino acid glycine. Do you notice how there's a central carbon and hydrogen? Every time I stop, I lose my pointer. A central carbon and hydrogen, right there. And what group is this? Look at it's the acid group. A carbon double bonded to an oxygen, and then an OH also. And then what's that part in red? The amino group. So all amino acids have that in common. They have the central carbon and hydrogen, the amino group, and the acid group. And then they have a side chain that varies for amino acids. So what do you suppose here in glycine is the side chain?
Finished.
Another hydrogen.
Richard, what were you saying?
The NH2.
No, the NH2 is the nitrogen part. And all amino acids have that.
Is it the other hydrogen?
Just this little lonely hydrogen right here is the side chain. I mean, that's not a chain, but it's the side group. I guess it's, do I say side chain or side group?
Side chain.
Side chain. It's also called a side group. So it's just a hydrogen in the amino acid glycine. Now the amino acid alanine. Do you see a central carbon and hydrogen right here? An amino group right here. And an acid group right here. So what's the side group in alanine? The CH3, the part in red. The amino acid aspartic acid. We're getting more and more complicated here. And then this one is the amino acid phenylalanine. So these two amino acids, aspartic acid and phenylalanine, are the two amino acids in any of you know where these are? Aspartic acid, aspartame. The sweetener, the non-caloric sweetener. It's a dipeptide, so it's two amino acids joined together, and those two are aspartic acid and phenylalanine. Now, would aspartic acid have calories?
Yeah.
Yeah, because where are calories?
Carbon bonds.
Especially in carbon-carbon bonds. So there are calories in aspartame. It's just that the taste buds perceive it as incredibly sweet. So when you get a packet of a NutraSweet that is aspartame, and if you're sprinkling that packet in your tea, there are only a few grains of actual aspartame there. The rest is filler because it's so incredibly sweet. It has calories, but you use so little of it that it doesn't supply significant calories.